back out again this morning after yesterday's moose party, which was phenomenal. Just a really good shoot where we had so many different animals show up, and started out with two of the ones we like to film the most. There was the left hook bull, and then there was the flat top bull, or the one that I like to call FT23. They were in there, and it was just awesome because there was a little bit of interaction. They didn't ever sparred or anything like that, but you could tell that they were sending messages to each other. And then there were some cows, and we're post-rut, but there's enough rut activity where something could have happened as far as a tussle between the two of them, or mating of a cow that may be late into estrus. Nothing actually happened though, but they all gathered, and I think we had a total of 14 moose, which was awesome. And you know what busted it up? We shot for probably a couple, 2 or 3 hours, but what ended up busting it up were wolves. We had 3 wolves show up. Actually, we had a lot of wolves show up audibly, but we had 3 that we saw, and they were just young pups. I had binoculars on them, and I actually shot some footage, so hopefully it turns out. But the pups were howling away, and I think they were just like, I don't think they're lost, but I think they were looking for the adults. You know, they'll have their rendezvous spots, and we don't see wolves in this area a lot. I mean, obviously they're here, but you just don't see them a lot. So I'm sure it's territory that, I'm not sure of nothing, but I would guess that it's territory that they aren't in a lot. So maybe their howling was like, hey, where's everybody at? And eventually we heard a bunch of other wolves howling up valley, so that I'm guessing is the adults. But that got the moose nervous enough. We had them bedded down, so they all kind of got up and just kind of moved off and just went down valley. And so it kind of ended the shoot, but it was a spectacular shoot. It was just amazing to have that much activity in such a short amount of time, and really pretty light. It wasn't windy. It's actually kind of warm. I mean, when we got to the parking lot this morning, it was like 36, so that's like a heat wave. And then fast forward to today, we've covered the whole trail system looking for, and we've spotted just about everybody, but now they're all spread out. There's no more moose party, so it kind of shows you how special it is to have that situation when you get them all together like that. Everybody's within sight, but nobody is kind of hanging out. Everybody, as in the moose, are all in sight from different points on the trail, but none of them are close by. There's a few close by, but I'm actually hoping one of the biggest bulls is about ready to come over a ridge, and I'm just set up on that ridge with beautiful mountains in the background. And my hope is I can get him silhouetted against that, and you know, some sort of transitional shot from one spot to another. But camera's on and I'm ready to go, whether it actually happens or not. He'll probably lay down and take a nap before he actually makes it this far, but we'll see. But back behind me, I know that there's, I think, 2 little bulls and a big bull and some cows. So if this doesn't work out, I'll make my way over there and give you an update once I get over there, if it's any good. If it's not any good, I probably won't even turn on the camera again, but hopefully today will turn into at least a 30-minute to an hour long shooting opportunity. The light's right. We got enough sun in the sky where it's bright and pretty, but it's diffused going through clouds, so would make for some nice footage. Today has turned out to be a pretty decent day. It's nothing spectacular, but what we had was a couple of big bulls, pretty much post-rut. There's one big bull in front of me right now, and I'm actually shooting him with Moose Man, and that is all for a documentary I'm working on that actually Eric and Brandon and I are all working on it. It just talks a lot about Moose Man, Rick and Libby. That's Moose Man Nature Photos. All of the moose stuff that they do throughout the year. It's just crazy spending basically 3 months worth of days hanging out with these same moose. They just learn so much, and it's just so interesting, everything that they pick up. The post-rut activity is pretty docile. They are most interested in just eating. They're just filling their bellies, putting on the fat. They work their butts off during the rut, trying to impress the cows and chase the cows and chase off smaller bulls. So they're putting all those calories back in. Winter gets really tough around here, so they don't have a lot to eat throughout the winter. So it's very important that they put on a nice big fat belly as much as they can right now, or put in a lot of calories now so that they can make it through the winter. So anyhow, kind of cool. This is a bull that I've only shot once before this whole summer. Have not had a lot of time to hang out with him. We call him Dagger because you can see those front tines on this bull. Just great big daggers. I mean, he's not a very impressive bull as far as paddles go, the width of the paddles, but those daggers and those tines, all the tines that he is one of the more dominant bulls that we have here in this valley. So I only walked maybe half a mile to get to this bull from the other bull, so it's not like I went very far. These bulls are pretty close together. It would be awesome if we could get them hanging out together. Sometimes during the post-rut, the big bulls will spart a little bit, and it's just more of just practice, really. And it doesn't happen a lot with the big guys. Most of the time, it's like 5 or 6 year old bulls and younger that will do the sparring during the post-rut. They didn't work as hard during the rut, so they still have energy, they still have fat reserves. They can afford to mess around a little bit. These big guys, it's all about eating right now. They just got to put on the pounds. Well, we've had some pretty interesting things go on. We photographed, or we filmed, Flattop earlier, and he was all by himself. We left and came to another bull, just like I told you guys. Got down here to this other bull and filmed him for a little while. And then I looked back up and I could see where Flattop was at. And he had gotten up. Something got his attention up on the hill. And then we looked up on the hill and the cow was going up and over this big, huge ridge. It was pretty incredible. So that went on, and Flattop looked like he was going to go right up and over after him, or after her, which would have been kind of cool just to see a big old bull top out over this big, huge ridge. But he got about halfway and he decided not to. Then he saw this other cow that this Dagger bull's with, and he came roaring down here. And then we thought the fight was going to be on. It was pretty amazing. They got up in the alders and did a big old match of comparing antlers and waggling and all kinds of interesting stuff, but nothing ever transpired of it. Flattop gave up. He just kind of turned around and came out, and now the two of them are just kind of hanging out together. There's still some waggling going on by Dagger. He's like, I'm the boss of this operation right now, and they're still, I don't know, they're probably like 20 feet apart eating right now, but Dagger hasn't given up the uphill advantage at all. He's staying uphill just in case something does go down, which is kind of interesting. But to go from a day where it was just one bull and, you know, pretty stuff, but nothing great, to having this interaction has been kind of cool. So, man, these are long days to be out here, but it sure is fun, and it sure is cool to hang on and hang on and hang on, and all of a sudden you get something that like that is really interesting behavior, and you're able to document it, and just a good time. So I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. If you guys like this video, please like it. Subscribe to our channel. We got a bunch of videos lined up and ready to come out. Actually, they need to be edited, but they've all been shot. So we got what's in your bag for commercial shoots, what's in your bag for wildlife shoots. We've got stages of the moose rut. I've got another day in the life of being out here shooting. Just tons of different stuff. So please subscribe if you're interested, and hope you all have an awesome week and get out there and shoot some video.